Number 4. Villa Le Cedres. Villa Le Cedres is a fancy and expensive mansion in Côte d'Azur, near Nice, France. It's been around since the late 19th century, and was once owned by King Leopold II of Belgium. The current owners, the Mania La Pastel family, have had it since 1924 and have taken good care of it. The property is huge, covering 35 acres with well-kept gardens. The mansion itself has 14 bedrooms, 25 bathrooms, a ballroom, chapel, and library. There are also other buildings like a guest house, caretaker's house, and a greenhouse. The greenhouse and gardens house over 14,000 rare plants from around the world. The gardens have lawns, a lily pond, and various exotic plants, creating a majestic and tranquil atmosphere. Villa Le Cedres looks amazing both outside and inside. The exteriors have fancy designs, big terraces, and a beautiful infinity pool with a view of the Mediterranean Sea. Inside, the villa is just as stunning with luxurious finishes and custom-made furniture that makes it feel grand and luxurious. Everything is carefully designed, from the high ceilings to the marble floors. The house has cool things like a home cinema, a wine cellar, and a spa, making it super luxurious. It's valued at around $410 million, but it's not really for sale because the Mania La Pastel family loves it too much. Even though there are other super fancy houses in places like the French Riviera and Bel Air, Villa Le Cedres stands out as one of the best. Number 3. The One. The One is a super fancy and luxurious mansion owned by someone named Niall Nyami. Even though Niall is known for talking a lot about his rich lifestyle, he actually makes movies, and some say they're not very good. However, his mansion is amazing, with 20 super fancy bedrooms, cool bathrooms, and lots of fancy features like a huge garage for 50 cars, a place for helicopters to land, and a really long driveway. The outside has a beautiful pool and spaces for big parties. Even though Niall's movies might not be great, his mansion is definitely something to admire. The One mansion is really, really fancy inside. It's like a work of art with special and unique designs, and everything is super luxurious. The house has cool things like a bowling alley, a beauty salon, a top-notch kitchen, a running track, 5 beautiful swimming pools, and even a big movie theater for 50 people. There's also some fancy art, including a huge wall made of handcrafted glass panels. The mansion has its own moat, and there's a special nightclub with lights that come from rare glowing jellyfish in an aquarium. It's so fancy that it's the most expensive property in both North and South America. A famous designer named Paul McLean worked on it for 8 years, and it was finished in 2021. Unfortunately for Niall Nyami, despite The One being valued at over $500 million in January 2022, he faced bankruptcy with a debt of $165 million. In a disappointing turn of events, the mansion was listed for sale at $295 million. To make matters worse, on March 4, 2022, the property was sold to Richard Sachane for a considerably low price of $126 million. This was a letdown for such a grand home. Although The One is one of the most luxurious homes globally, its selling price didn't reflect its true value. Even with a $500 million price tag, it only falls in the middle range when compared to other extravagant homes. The next property on the list is so lavish that it seems more like a luxury museum than a home. Number 2. Antilia. Antilia is a really expensive and big house in Mumbai, India. It's known as the most expensive home in the world, even though it's more like a 27-story building than a regular house. Mukesh Ambani, a rich guy, and his family live there. The outside of Antilia looks amazing, like a lotus flower, and it has cool stuff inside. There are beautiful views of Mumbai and the sea. The house has lots of fancy things, and more than 600 staff members take care of everything. Surprisingly, only 6 people live in the main part of the house: Mukesh Ambani, his wife, and their 4 kids. They have things like a grand ballroom, a movie theater, and many dining areas inside. One unique feature of the 400,000 square feet house is its garage, which has 6 floors for parking and can fit up to 168 cars. There are 9 fast elevators, 3 helipads, and even a special health floor with pools, a spa, dance studio, gym, and a private temple for prayers. The house also has a dedicated ice room to keep it cool in the hot summer, maintained at -1 degree Celsius. Despite being in Mumbai, Antilia has beautiful gardens and terraces with great views of the city, creating a peaceful atmosphere. It's so luxurious that it might even rival a genuine royal palace. Number 1. Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is a famous and important building in London where the British monarch lives. It has been the home of the royal family since Queen Victoria's time. The palace is worth about $5 billion and is known for its luxurious and grand design. The outside of the palace is beautiful with columns, balconies, and statues, showcasing neoclassical architecture. It's one of the biggest palaces globally, with 775 rooms covering 830,000 square feet. The palace has lovely gardens spanning 42 acres, featuring a lake, tennis court, and a helicopter landing area. These well-kept gardens offer a peaceful escape from the busy city. The palace was designed in the early 18th century. Buckingham Palace started as a townhouse for the Duke of Buckingham. King George III acquired it in 1761, and it has been the British monarch's official residence since then. Over the years, the palace was updated to keep up with modern trends, and now it has a luxurious, classy, and comfortable interior. It's like a real museum with priceless furnishings, decorations, and artwork. The palace has many fancy amenities like ballrooms, dining rooms, living spaces, a cinema, a swimming pool, and even its own post office. Some of the most impressive rooms include the music room with a grand piano for important events, and the White Drawing Room, known for its beautiful decorations and artwork. The grand staircase in Buckingham Palace is a beautiful example of craftsmanship with a bronze balustrade and a ceiling painted by James Thornhill. The green drawing room is also impressive, featuring a marble fireplace, rich green fabrics, and beautiful paintings. However, the most outstanding room is the throne room, where there are 2 thrones under a crimson velvet canopy with gilded frames and intricate embroidery. One throne is for the monarch, and the other is for their consort, both ornate and majestic. The room is decorated with portraits of past monarchs, exquisite chandeliers, and gilded ornaments. Buckingham Palace showcases the grandeur and wealth of the British royal family, even though they are not the richest people globally.